This is Hunt Nebraska, the official podcast for insight into Nebraska's hunting and shooting sports community. Be sure to give us a follow on Facebook, our space for sharing stories, information, tips, and techniques. Now, Hunt Nebraska. And welcome in and welcome back and welcome to November. This is the Hunt Nebraska cabin. We've got almost a full cabin today. We got Kyle Gasson, Hunter Ed Coordinator for the state of Nebraska.
Hello.
Excuse me. Ooh,
easy there.
Got all broken up, yeah.
Well, you missed me a little bit.
I'll tell you why. Yeah, I missed the last one.
I know.
Not sure I was invited, but we got Rachel. We got Rachel invited there on the mission control. She's doing what she does, shooting range, shooting sports coordinator for the state of Nebraska. I'm Hershy, a little confused right now. We're all with your Nebraska Game and Parks, but I got to say, this is a happy day. A lot of momentous things that we're celebrating. We got some donuts with blue sprinkles and blue frosting and hidden blue filling in some of the long johns that arrived to the office today. And Kyle, it's up to you whether or not you want to tell our listeners what's happening.
I don't know if there's much more than we're kind of bearing the lead at this point, as everybody knows what's going on. Coming up soon, there'll be another baby Gaston on the way. And we found out it's going to be a baby boy.
Well, congratulations.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So excited. Am I excited?
Well, I assume
or is
so.
it exciting? Not exciting? Yeah. Well, and I talked about for a little bit. It's like, what my favorite pastry is? It's not cake. It's not ice cream. It's not desserts, anything like that. It's donuts.
It's donuts.
I'm with you. I'm the true law enforcement cop. Previous role. I got to have my sweets. I want my donuts as I'm driving around.
It's not a bad selection at all. But also today we happen to be celebrating Taryn Benson's birthday. Mm-hmm. So she brought in a cake, and that's what I've got here. I've already made the switch to cake because we're halfway through the morning. And then unbeknownst to me that either one of you were celebrating a birthday or, a gender reveal in the morning pastry market. I saw the donut truck on my way in, Rachel, and I thought I'll stop by and grab some of those donut holes that everybody seems to like around here. So we got lots of sugar in the office.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't had anything but a few sips of coffee and I think 2 donuts, a couple of donut holes, and now I've switched to cake. So
I was going to say you need to balance that out with enough coffee to wash it down so your throat's ready to go.
No, we'll find out. This one might go real fast, but it does kind of bring up an interesting point. If you're rushing out the door like many of us are and will be this hunting season, what's your go-to thing to grab for breakfast? If you gotta go. I mean, it's just like the sun comes up earlier now that we're off daylight savings time, and some of those things.
Well,
that cake is still getting him. It's after him.
You drink some more coffee. You got too much sugar in the system. So. You gotta wash it down.
Well, my go-to is jerky and can of cold brew.
Is that a coffee? We'll go. Is that a type of coffee?
Yes, it is coffee in a can.
I was a little concerned there too. I'm like, definitions?
Cold brew coffee.
I was going to say, to our Canadians listening to this, our friends and allies to the north, they cold brew something different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can watch the movie Strange Brew and
all right.
It celebrates it all. Now, so a cold brew coffee.
To specify, yes. Mm-hmm.
And jerky.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you pepper jerky, teriyaki jerky? Does it matter?
Any jerky's good.
Anything. All right. Mm-hmm. What about you, Kyle?
Well, obviously if I can grab a donut to go, that'd probably be it. But the other one is been hunting here this last weekend, and I am lucky to have a mom who would always make pecan rolls or peanut butter rolls.
Oh, man.
So the homemade rolls, those would probably go a little bit higher than any donut I can get there growing up having those. So it always is, if I go hunting back at my mom's place, and she grabs out a package of rolls, and we always grab a roll before you head out the door.
That's pretty nice.
And usually a couple when you come back in.
Peanut butter roll?
They're peanut butter. Yep.
Have you had a peanut butter roll?
No, that sounds good though.
I don't even know that I've heard of that. But
like a cinnamon roll, but then it has a peanut butter, I'm going to call it frosting, but a peanut butter glaze on the top of it.
Interesting.
Interesting. That would be.
I might have to check to see if I can still package and bring it back to be taste tested here.
Yeah. Amen. My go-to is usually a Pop-Tart, and you toss it on the defrost, turn that up, and heat it while you're driving. Oh, and it's pretty good. My go-to most of the time, it depends on what's in the cupboard, but my go-to, if it's there, s'mores. It really is. I've got a sweet tooth.
S'more Pop-Tarts?
S'mores flavored Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep, that's pretty good because it's got the graham cracker kind of crust around it rather than the regular stuff, which I like a little bit better. In my coffee mug, it's some type of instant coffee mix. It has a little hot chocolate in with it, maybe some mini marshmallows that I've tossed in there as well on those cold days. But that's pretty good. Now, we're not just here to talk about morning stuff. I mean, we are, while we record this, on the verge of our ever popular November deer season, rifle season, as most people call it. By the time we get this edited and out the door, we're probably into it. The big long week. And folks, that's one thing to remember. You know, it's not all based on what happens opening day or even opening weekend. There's a lot of deer harvested during the week and the other 7 days of the November rifle deer season. It's a good long season. So if you haven't tagged your deer yet, there's still hope. But we've got something that you came up with, Kyle, and been putting some effort into. What are we doing here today?
All right. So
can we look at this?
Yes, you can look at that. That's some help for you guys here a little bit. So
need all the help I can get.
I like board games, card games, stuff to do. Sometimes stuff to do to kind of kill time in the cabin since the sun goes down earlier now. And I kind of combined two different games into one. I combined a game of Clue with a game of 20 questions. Okay. So have you guys played Clue or 20 questions before?
I've played them both.
Played them both. All right. So let's start with Clue. Usually need to figure out a person, where, and with what.
Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the library.
Ooh.
Perfect. So this time, instead of going down that road, we're going to go down the road of what are you hunting? What are you hunting with? And where in Nebraska are you hunting?
Oh, boy.
So some kind of guidance here, because where can be very open-ended on it. Where could be like the zone you're hunting in or the units. It could be a unique landscape in Nebraska or like a main river name. As you kind of figure out, my one already given a heads up is maybe save that for last to figure out, which is usually when you play Clue. Location's usually the last ones you figure out too. But to figure out those answers,
I don't remember having a strategy in Clue. It was you thought this out. No wonder you were a conservation officer. All right.
But to figure all this out, we're just going to do a game of simply 20 questions. Ask yes/no questions and start kind of figuring out what it might be.
So we're searching for a particular critter.
Yep.
Where we're hunting it and method of take.
Yes.
Okay.
Where, what are you hunting, and what are you using the method of take? What are you using to do it?
So you have a concept in mind that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So one example, I wrote it out there for you guys, is so you guys asked me the questions, but the one that the answer that you kind of come up to the end, if you ask the right questions, would be hunting teal with a shotgun in the rainwater basins. So you kind of figure out what you're hunting, what you're hunting with, and then try to figure out a little bit of where it's at.
Okay.
So hopefully I gave you guys a list of at least 10 questions there that might help you get your brains kind of thinking of which direction you might want to go with these. I have a few different scenarios, different ones to play out. We'll kind of see how they go and see if my game mastery is a very good thing. If I'm need to be the one to do one of these, I think it could be quite fun, or we could all be struggling here.
And folks, if you're not watching us on YouTube, which several folks do,
I'm hiding.
You've got that's the scenarios right there that we've got to figure out.
I got some scenarios right here.
Okay,
you can't
those
see
little
it.
test
and then,
hiders so we can hide behind that.
And then we have the examples. Okay, all right.
Got the examples. You might need some guides here. I made sure I got a couple of each guide.
We do have some guides here.
So, and the atlases, so we can use those. Keep in mind, I'm also a game warden, so the way my mind thinks is maybe some of the rules that might be special for some areas. I got one or two that might be a little tricky that I know some of you have experience. Easy. But I'll do a nice and easy one to begin with once you guys are ready, kind of start figuring it out.
Just for our listeners, is this a competition between Rachel and I, or is this we working together as a team here?
We might start the first one as a team to try to figure it out.
Okay.
And then, but I figured I would try to track this a little bit and see who answers the actual final, ask the last question of the who, what, where.
We should have like
we can kind of have a tally board here.
We should have like 10 points for getting it right.
Okay.
But at least 1 point for asking a question where he has to say yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right.
I have to say yes. All right.
So are you ready to go? Are you ready to go, Kyle?
I believe I am. Let me figure out which one I want to do.
Well, we need a yes or no. Are you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
All right. That's 1 point for me, Rachel.
It's not a yes. He did not say yes.
That's as much as
it was not a direct quote. Come on.
Yes from.
Just making it clear. That was not a yes. That is still enough for debate one. I am the game master. I control the rules. All right.
I'm in charge of the scorecard over here, though.
All right. So, in a normal trend here, I'm going to say ladies go first.
Okay.
So, ask away whatever direction you want to go.
If I find any ladies. Is it a mammal?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's a point. Where was that one at here? Are you going off script?
Do I have to read the questions
You do
as
not
they are?
have to read the questions.
That's what I thought in the rules.
You can do whatever way you want. I don't know how you guys think. That's just how I thought. Might help you out.
All right, so then does it switch to Aaron asking the question?
Yep, we go back and forth.
Does this mammal live statewide?
It can, but is known more being in the West. I'll give some qualifying ones.
I don't know if he's played 20 questions before. You either answer yes or no.
So that would be a yes, technically. But I'm giving more to help you out a little bit on this.
That's another point for me. All right. Wait a sec. Do I get to go again? Or
Nope, we go back and forth.
It's Rachel's turn.
Yep, we go back and forth.
That's
Does this
yes.
mammal have hooves?
Yes.
It's a hooved mammal, mostly west. Is this a big game species?
Yes.
Another yes. I'm up on you, 4-2.
What? How is that possible?
He's only asked
There's
2
a lot of
questions to
different
figure out
things.
4 somehow. I don't know.
What is that? Coffee in your mug?
Yes.
Oh, there's another yes.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening here.
I'm just.
This is the
I'm
reason
yes
I'm
man.
the one actually keeping score over here. Of everything.
Aaron's just over there just giving himself a few extra points every time he...
Am I
Correct. That's
talking?
another
Yes,
We'll
I
give
am.
you one for that one. Okay.
Do you hear me? Yes, I do hear myself.
All right. So mammal
does-
statewide-ish. It's got hooves and it's a big game species. Oh, you know you want to ask it.
Does this animal have horns?
That's where I was going.
Does this species have horns?
Going on the technicality, no.
Oh, what?
There.
No, but that's
There.
good information.
Going
Right.
on a technicality.
Okay.
Does the male of the species have horns? I'm really confused now.
I
am
am
too.
confused. Define horns. What do you guys define as horns?
Horns are made of the keratin type.
They don't
They-
fall. They're not deciduous.
Correct.
Okay. That's I'm going with the no.
Okay. All right.
Gonna go with
That's
no.
clear.
Yes.
All right.
That clarifies things.
Yeah, it does. All right. That's a no. Okay.
That's what I'm going to the technicality. What
I
is a
thought- I
horn?
thought-
What is not a horn? Because some people call
Did you
certain
not
things
think
horns.
he was going to be specific? It was like, all right, we've got a doe tag for something. See, that's what I was thinking.
Possible,
maybe
too.
or a fawn tag. Okay. All right. So, mammal, yes. What was the next one?
Hooved.
Oh, found statewide, sort of. It does have hooves. It is a big game animal, but it doesn't have horns. Does not have horns.
Doesn't have horns.
Does not have.
So what's your question?
That was my question. If the male had.
Oh, okay.
So now it's your turn.
Does it have antlers?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Okay. So, is it a mule deer?
Yes.
Okay, so we got mule deer. So we know what we're hunting. Now we just have to figure out where and the method.
Mm-hmm.
And this one we might have to find out the method first, because then it would zero down.
It might. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Your turn.
I'm aware of that. I'm trying to think of the best way to approach this question. Is this season available in January?
I'm going with no.
Okay.
Is this perhaps in a conservation area?
Correct. Yes. I mean, if you say yes, you get the point.
Yep. So it's gotten closer.
Oh man, this is getting tougher to figure out.
We go to the big game guide here, folks.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's what that's where I'm
Yep.
having to go.
Questions. Which one can it be? How do you ask a question without giving the obvious answer to your partner?
Yes. There's that too.
Yep. Because if you ask a question, the next one gets to follow it right up. Ooh, I'm really putting your guys' thinking
I
caps
know,
on here.
right? The season date.
Oh, Aaron's ready to go, I think.
Oh, I have this. This should be an interesting question. Is the permit fee for residents below $100?
Permit fee for a resident below $100.
Wow.
Oh man! All right, let's look here. Where's my fee schedule here? What page are you on?
I'm not helping you.
Oh, all right. Get my right unit. Get into here. Where's the fee schedule? See, now you really, for a resident below $100.
Mm-hmm.
It is below $100.
Okay.
I'm interested in what you're getting after on that one.
It's narrowing down the possibilities.
So is the method involved center fire?
Yes.
Our Hunter Ed folks are like, whoa. Center fire, I know what that is. Okay, all right.
All right, so if it's center fire, it's a rifle.
Is that a question or?
No, just thinking out loud. Reading people's faces. Hard to do on the podcast part, but
I know. Right now we have a serious. They're all nose deep into a big game guide, flipping the pages here, trying to really figure out what it is. And
I'm going to go back to Kyle's list of questions here. Can you hunt? Well, no.
I really want to just say something here to help you, but
I know,
I gives too much of unfair advantage to one or the other.
I haven't hunted mule deer out west, so this is a whole mental exercise here.
My one thing is just go over everything you know so far on this, what you figured out so far.
All right. Can you hunt both male and female with this permit that we're looking at?
Double checking my guide here to make sure I tell you correctly. Don't want to tell anything incorrectly here. Where's Where's our
Then you'd have to
cheat
give me all of
sheets?
Hershey's points.
Yes, you can hunt
Oh,
either
nice.
species.
All right, I'm going to make a guess. All right. I'm going to say you are hunting mule deer with a rifle. And I'm taking a stab because I think you were out there this last weekend in the Frenchman unit.
Whoa.
That is correct. I didn't even have it quite that. I had it written down as that specific, but if you just would have said in the mule deer conservation area, I would have given it to you there.
Oh, we had it.
So you had it. That's what I want to
Okay.
say. It's like, just tell me what you guys know. You had it.
All right.
So,
Second guessing myself there.
yep, you guys are going
All
a
right,
little
so
too
now
much.
now we know how it goes. All right. Let the competition out. Is this going to get a little tougher?
Possibly not. You guys were kind of really digging into that one, so we'll kind of see how we go along here.
All right, I got that one, so you get to go this time. You get to be first again.
We'll
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Does
Tell
it
me
have
where-
fur?
No.
Feathers?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you legally hunt it with a shotgun?
Yes.
Is it a bird that is native to Nebraska?
Ooh.
This is testing my knowledge. I believe yes. But I might have to double check that.
We're going to have to, yeah,
Google machine to double check my answer.
If it's of a certain thing.
we're going to use a scientific tool called Google.
Yes.
All right,
We
well.
keep going along. I'll double check to make sure.
Thinks it's a yes. That's
Is this animal classified as upland game?
Yes.
I'm waiting to see what he says. here.
Yeah, that would probably be wise.
Not native.
Not
That's
native.
what we thought
Okay.
it was.
All right. So I think we got it. Now we just have to. It's gonna be
According to
tricky.
AI on Google.
I'm gonna go. This is gonna be a stretch. It's gonna be a stretch. I'm gonna try to decipher this. I'm gonna go. You're hunting pheasants with a shotgun in the sandhills.
No.
Oh man.
All right. Are we also looking into the age of the hunter, or are we just assuming that it's
Age
Good
does
to
not
you.
factor into
age
this.
is not a factor? Okay. Okay. Pheasants.
Hold on. Google could have been incorrect.
What?
Wait
Sorry.
a second.
Google was incorrect. Here we go.
Google.
'Cause I
so-
thought it would be a yes, and then I'm going with actually trusting our Game and Parks website, going more towards
it is native.
it was
It's native.
it is native. There's a story behind it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Can you take both male and female?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is native. I'm more confused about maybe where I got it wrong. Can it be found in the sandhills?
Yes.
You really had to think on that one.
Can this game only be shot while in flight?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I know where you guys are confused on. I did a little. I did a little. I did a little. This might go into a little bit of the technicalities of what an upland game is.
Do you get the feeling that we're this one there might be some discussion about it after?
Oh yeah,
I do. I do get that feeling.
I feel like I'm going to
yes.
be sent back into. Hey, you get to relearn about this species again.
Yeah. Get out that ornithology book.
And you said both sexes may be harvested,
Correct.
male and female.
Have you yourself, Kyle Gaston,
Oh, I think I know where.
have you yourself harvested one of these legally in the last 18 months?
No. This is getting a little more personal now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
For insight, I have harvested quail, pheasant, grouse.
Wow, he's giving all sorts of hints.
Well, give you context in case you don't know. Deer. And also coyote, raccoon, and a possum, and a couple other, a rabbit, squirrel. So there's a bunch of things I've gotten in the last 18 months. So
Can you hunt this year round?
no.
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of this. One's going to be, I assume, a no. Mm-hmm. Was this one time considered big game in the state of Nebraska?
What?
Huh?
I
think he's going a different direction than I am.
One time they considered.
Well, this is I'm going to toss out there because, folks, we have a game bird that we really don't know where it's been. Turkeys, wild turkeys. At one time we were considered big game because you got to have a permit for it. So we kind of managed it that way, and then we kind of got away. It's not really big game. It doesn't fit with deer, pronghorn, elk, that type of thing. And so for a short time, it went to our upland game program manager and now it's all by itself. So I didn't know. I mean, it's not a waterfowl.
Sure.
It's not big game. And it kind of fits the upland bird thing.
Okay.
in our.
I was trying to narrow
in
it
our
down.
regulations. That bird was an upland game as of a few years ago.
Turkey was?
It was.
See, there you go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where the tricky part where I said I think you guys are the upland game question was confusing you guys. Because by technicality in
So-
our rules and regulations that it listed as an upland species.
So it's not a turkey,
Not a turkey.
right? You said no.
Flip it around. It is. Turkey is listed under an upland game species in our rules and regulations. Unless there's been a change in our
I
rules and
asked
regulations.
What?
If it was, is it an upland game species?
So I asked if it was originally listed at one time listed as a big game species, and you said no.
I said I don't.
Okay,
I was confused on that question on what you were trying to say because I
Yep,
did not know
I
if it was one
understand
listed
now.
as big game. I don't have that.
Should have asked
expensive.
whether it was in the guide. That's what I should
Small
have
game
asked.
guide.
Oh yeah,
That
Whether
would
it
have
was-
worked.
Yep. Instead of upland game. Okay, so we got.
all right, we're getting closer. I think we got the
We got
critter.
it's a turkey. I think
Yep.
Aaron was asking a question saying, "Is it a turkey or not?" Essentially, what his question was asking.
And he said you can take it with a shotgun. That doesn't mean that we are taking it with a shotgun.
Yep. All right.
Turkey, archery, public lands.
No, you gotta get more specific on the where location.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
Well, technically, yes, but let's. It could be, could not be, maybe. Who knows? But no, we need more detail on the where.
in the area that you're hunting it, is it common to find the subspecies of Merriam's wild
Yes.
turkey? Okay, here we go. That narrowed it down.
You don't have regional or sectional
Right.
permits for turkey, though.
No, but you do have spots where people often look for some of the different subspecies. Some folks like doing that.
Yep. They want to get one of each species.
All right.
Rachel's now. I
Miriam's.
feel like we're putting
Yeah,
Rachel
I-
at a disadvantage here.
Yeah, I don't know where Miriam's. I think they're mostly east, but I'm gonna have to take a stab at that. So, turkey, archery, blue northwest.
And the big game. Well, I'll give you the. But yes.
There's no
I mean,
sections
no.
in here. For
What part of the state? I'll go with that one. And you're going
southeast,
east?
southeast part of the state.
Okay. No. Move on to. Do you have a good? Ready to go here?
Yeah,
Aaron?
I do.
Oh, I'm
I
sure
do.
he's gonna clean it up.
Might close this one out right here because this is one of the more popular spots, at least that I'm going to mention. I'm going to say, but I would have gotten shotgun. You said archery, and he didn't say no to that, so I'm going to stick with that. Turkey, archery, Pine Ridge.
There you got it.
Oh, nice.
Pine Ridge is the known area for having Merriam turkeys. So go archery hunting over there. Learn something new.
I did. Whether it'll stick or not depends.
And now Aaron's going to send me remediation training on your turkey history. So, so I did a lookup. It's like, I'm pretty sure they're all native, but I knew they were reintroduced into Nebraska. So that went to the whole, or they were introduced at some point because we had built up the population. So that where my hesitation, I'm like, I know that history. So were they here originally or were they just introduced? So I looked it up, and then Google AI told me they were introduced species and that they weren't native. And then Game and Parks said it was. They were actually reintroduced, so they were native, and then we brought a population back in. So that was my confusion of.
There you go.
My brain started onto too many crossing wires, and didn't trust if I just trust my own answers, I would have been correct the whole time.
The AI probably, like you said, got picked up on the introduced part.
So
all right.
All right, you're gonna go first this time.
All right,
go clean sweep here.
Yeah.
Let's go one that's a little bit different. All right.
Nope, Hershey's going
Nope,
first.
same one. We're going to do the exact same one.
All right, here we go.
All right. Does this game critter fly?
No.
All right.
Okay. Does this critter have fur?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this critter considered small game?
No.
Is this critter considered big game?
No.
Oh.
All right. I was going to say, I thought he was just saying no to me. Is this considered a game animal? By Nebraska?
Yes.
Is this animal a fur bearer?
Yes.
Wait, no, it's not a coyote. Okay. All right.
Is this for... Oh, is it you?
Yeah.
Oh,
What are
sorry.
you
I'm just-
doing?
Jumping ahead.
Oh, my
Hey.
goodness.
All right,
Usually
let's do
Aaron's the one that's snapping the questions off.
You, me.
It must be this first person lead that has to have a few more.
Can
thought
this
process.
animal basically be found statewide?
Yes.
Is this fur bearer an omnivore?
Yes.
We really had to think about that one.
Oh, I think about their diets.
Can this fur bearer be found inside city limits?
Well, yes. I was like thinking like this. I'm also thinking of what you're trying to ask. I'm like, let's just answer the question. Yes, you can find this one sometimes in city limits.
Sometimes. Okay. All right.
Doesn't sound like it's commonly
I'm
found in city
going to have
limits.
a story about this here in a little bit.
No,
Oh, boy.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is this fur bearer's primary habitat near water?
Yes.
This is going to be... does this fur bearer have a flat tail? Horizontally flat.
No.
I got thinking about that. It could be vertically flat as well. Okay, all right.
This is kind of fun seeing you watching the process work.
You're going through it. All school teachers love having that the teacher's edition with the keys and the answer, all that, all the power.
Does this fur bearer have a restricted season? As in, it's not year round.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know what it isn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it.
Near water. Does this fur bear have fur on its tail?
Yes. So we figured.
Does this fur bear have a bag limit?
Yes.
All right.
Aaron either figured it out or he stumped. One of the two.
I think I figured out what it is. Now we got to figure out the other things, and this is where I might be able to get just a leg up on Rachel. Is this a river otter?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
I had that one, actually.
Yeah,
Well, I figured you might.
Well, technically, everything has a bag limit if you're non-resident.
I didn't specify. You're correct on that.
But at the same token, there's something about otters that I could have asked that I didn't.
Oh, that would
So
make
that
me
might
look
lead
dumb.
into the method. And I only say Rachel just to help you out since I'm winning.
Only a little bit. No.
You can't hunt otters.
You're trapping them. Yeah. Okay. So now we just got to figure out where. I have not asked a question yet, by the way.
It's kind of a question there. So you're trapping them? Question mark.
There's no question mark
at the end of that.
Nope, there was
so you're
not.
trapping them.
He did kind of like trail off more like a question than a statement.
All right.
This is a statement of fact.
So you're trapping river otters in the southeast part of the state.
I'm just going to help you out by pointing back to what we're looking for, and there might be some guidance on those. Southeast, I would say no.
Okay. Then it's over to Hershey.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting, folks. We're trapping river otter on the Platte River.
Got it.
Nice. Okay.
That's
See, I don't know how some of these things are broken down, so I'm trying to I'm desperately
That's
searching
what I'm
through
like
the
pointing
guides.
here. Is like here, name of
I just went
river or unit or anything else. So
with the biggest river I
the
could
big
think of.
one,
That
a big
was-
river in Nebraska, trapping river otter because the last.
That's all.
few years.
See, when I'm looking at something, I usually start backwards. I start with where I'm going to be, and then I need to figure out what I'm doing.
Well,
Where I'm gonna
and I
be,
was
what
curious if
critter, and
somebody
then work
decided to
up from
switch
there.
the different strategy. Here I'm going to focus on. Okay, are you in the western part of the state? And then you can kind of go from there to help weed.
I think there's a lot of
separate all down,
possibilities
so.
that way. It's just like,
I know that rivers. There's like I said, I just kind of picked the biggest one.
The big river, and I
But-
try to keep it simple, but just try to
I-
see something along those lines.
I do think that's one of those unique things. There are fur bears that you can only trap. That there is no hunting season for them per se. Though a lot of folks kind of lump, all right, trapping, hunting kind of go together because you're harvesting an animal, and they're just different means. But raccoons, possums, skunks, all have a hunting season. In fact, there's a time when you can only hunt them.
Yep.
And then things like beavers, muskrats, river otters have just trapping season. Are those the only
Right.
ones?
Yes.
Bobcat,
has their own
fox,
season. Fox has a
They're-
season.
Yeah, they have
They do
season for
both.
trapping and hunting, and then coyotes aren't. That's where I thought he was going with
Unprotected.
coyotes at first, and that's where I asked.
Is it a big game species or is it a game animal?
Yeah, a
and
game
I'm just
animal.
like, no, it's not. It's not. It's an unprotected species in Nebraska.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
this is tricky.
Yep,
It's
so-
tricky. Got one more? Got one more?
oh gosh.
Well, real quick, I do have to tell you. You asked the question, can you find it in city limits? And so I'm like, well, that was
Yeah, I
like
wanna
I
hear
had to
this story.
think about it. So it
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily otter, but I've had a beaver walking down the bricks in the main street of Fremont, Nebraska. So I'm like, well, if a beaver can get in the middle of Fremont, I'm assuming there's otters that can get into city limits of towns. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, just about every animal can kind of be in city limits. So I was kind of, like,
Well-
yes.
Rachel and I had kind of the same thought, and you picked up on what I was saying. Is there's some critters like red fox, they've definitely moved into city
Yes.
limits.
Classified kind of as
Raccoons,
urban wildlife.
Yeah, raccoons, same thing. Skunks, possums kind of followed as well. They
Right.
just can be a lot of spots we just don't always see them. But yeah, beaver. And now river otter look cute and they look playful, and part of that is they're so good at hunting down what they like to eat, which is a lot of fish and other aquatic things, that they seem to have what some biologists I've heard called extra time, free time, and so they'll sometimes play and slide and do different things, but they aren't the cute cuddly things that you sometimes see in pictures and shows. They are a predator and very strong. Not that they're looking to interact with people or other things oftentimes, but it's pretty impressive. But beaver, they're interesting. We were you brought up the one walking down street in Fremont. Our former waterfowl program manager, Mark Vertiska, myself, one of our archery mentors that kind of knew the area, were looking for a spot to build an eagle project that was going to be building an accessible waterfowl blind for youth hunts and those with, in wheelchairs and limited mobility, which was pretty darn cool. And we came across a spot along a river where this big beaver had just cut down a small tree, basically, and was dragging it into the water. And that beaver could have cared less that we were there. And I remember Mark going up and grabbing the kind of the big log there and branch and shaking a little bit. And that beaver stopped, looked at him. Kind of, you could hear what that beaver was thinking, and and he didn't say anything, folks. I'm not going to say we were talking to the beaver, but he just kind of said, like, really, this is what you're going to do. And just went back to what he was doing, and just like, I've never seen a beaver kind of ignore us like that. I've usually been scared by him walking out to the duck blind or something, and all of a sudden you hear that big
Splash.
splat of the tail on the water, which will make you jump a little bit. All right, do we have time for one more? I'm liking this game. I don't know about you. It's probably the sugar. I've had more sugar than Rachel's had. 2 donut holes, 2 donuts, and now, like I said, I'm working on the birthday cake.
All right.
I don't think I'm going to need lunch. You guys going to have lunch? I don't know that I need it. I'm good.
Listen how fast he's talking.
Take a drink of coffee.
Yeah, I'm having a hard
For
time
now,
talking today.
you're going to go straight to decaf coffee after this.
I think I got some sprinkles caught in the back of my throat, but...
All right. Let's give it a go, Aaron.
You want to go first? You want me
to?
Oh, are we hunting in the northwest part of the state?
No, we are not.
Okay. I'm just going to narrow it down by quadrant
Let's
here.
go. Are we hunting in the southeast?
Is that your question?
Yes. So you said northwest.
I did.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now we got it down.
Is this a mammal?
No.
Does this have webbed feet?
No.
Does it have feathers?
Yes.
Yay.
Is this native?
Yes.
Can you take it with a shotgun?
Yes. We are flying through this now.
We figured out the game, maybe.
Do these tend to covey up?
Yes.
I
just wait. I don't know if it's a sugar or he's really excited or what it is, but his eyebrows are just bouncing over there right now.
Do I need to be more specific on the location?
You have not answered the location question yet.
Okay.
Oh, man. It's going to be like Farmer Bob's Back 40 or something like that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
This is fun.
We're
not going to forget this episode for a while.
I'd say we're hunting bob white quail with a shotgun, possibly a muzzleloading shotgun, in the Osage Wildlife Management Area.
No.
Wow.
It's going to make sense when you figure it out.
Uh-huh.
That won't necessarily be specific to that area.
I'm not sure how to get it, exactly narrowed down from the southeast.
I'm not sure either.
Oh.
I have an idea now.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
What do you got? Let's see it. I want to give you a hint so bad, but I'm like, I think you maybe figured it out. Decisions.
It is.
Where do you want to go with the question?
I feel like at this point it's just going to be stabs in the dark. All right. We're hunting quail with a shotgun on open fields and waters in the southeast.
No.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Oh no.
I'll let Aaron go with one more question, then I'll give a little hint.
I'm gonna say quail, shotgun, private land.
No.
I think we covered it.
You had 2 incorrects on your 3 options.
2.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. All right. We know it's the southeast. Did I say southwest? No, I said southeast.
You said southeast. 2 incorrect.
2 incorrect.
And we're going back to the... Uh-oh. I'm not sure where I went wrong on this one.
So I'll ask a question. Are there 2 species that make up this game bird?
In Nebraska, yes.
Uh-huh. See, we're not wrong on what we think we were wrong on, I don't think.
Right.
We just had to figure out where we were right on the other. Of course, I think the hint might be I was wrong on 2 accounts.
There's 2 species or 2 subspecies?
There's 2 species
species
that make up this upland game. I don't know how else to put it because
Yep.
we describe it as one thing, but we're not describing a species.
Okay. So we're hunting dove in... No. Okay.
You're not hunting dove.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know where I went wrong.
Is that your guess?
That
Yep,
that was my question.
That was a question, so you got to go to you
dove?
here. Think of what we
I'm
know.
going to steal this from Rachel, I think.
Yeah, probably.
We're hunting prairie grouse
Oh, I would never go
with shotgun on open fields and water. Oh,
No.
I thought I had it. I'm only wrong on 1 account.
Only wrong on 1 account.
Son of a...
And I thought you would have got this one right away.
Oh.
So you pretty much have 1 chance here. He knows the answer now.
I think so.
And I thought this one would be good for you, Rachel, because it's right there in the book.
You can try. But
Is this an animal that has zones?
Do you want me to answer his question or not?
okay, hold on.
I can answer his question first, and so I'll let you have
Yeah,
another round.
okay.
It does have zones.
We're thinking of a specific spot. He's not.
Yeah, you guys are
Okay.
a little too detailed. Remember, go back to my...
Yep. Okay. So, prairie grouse with a shotgun in the eastern zone.
Correct.
Yeah, good job.
There
good
we
job.
go.
That was a tricky one.
That was my tricky one I knew how to kind of end on with, just because
Well, that's
you could have
kinda
even gone
cool.
to the next one, because that then requires a special permit.
We've got it 3, and you only get 3 of those for the entire season on that permit. That's where I got my first prairie grouse here in the state of Nebraska, a prairie chicken in the eastern prairie grouse zone. And it's kind of interesting that we lump those 2 birds together, sharp-tailed grouse and greater prairie chicken. They look very similar in flight and even in hand at times. They can be difficult to tell apart for some. And so we kind of put them together to make it easier for everybody. Just kind of shows you all the diversity. I mean, you just hit on 4 different types of game critters, and that barely scratches the surface here, but the different environments and the different areas we have, from prairie grouse, truly native, to wild turkey, which were here, disappeared, reintroduced, kind of hunted a little bit more like big game at times. as well as some of the others. More fun. Mule deer, whitetail. I know a lot of folks come to our state to chase mule deer because we're the furthest east that mule deer come.
Yep.
So pretty cool. Well, thank you, Kyle. Well, I might have to do some more of this. I think I already think I see Rachel. All right, I've got some ideas. I'm going to do it this way.
Or she's going to come back with some random hunting stories. Either one of you can be the one to make up the scenarios and let us guess along too. So we all take turns. So
there you go. All right, folks. If you're listening to this, you're out deer hunting. Do keep in mind a couple of things. One, we've got a new hybrid check you can take advantage of here during the November firearm season. We still have the traditional in-person check stations if you want to use those. We've got an online telecheck that you can use as well, and you can do that by just scanning the little code on your permit. You'll see a little kind of barcode there. It'll take you right to the spot on your smartphone and fill in some of the tough stuff like permits number, which is always kind of cumbersome for me to type in on the computer when I was successful with the bow and arrow. But pretty cool. Also, in the southeast part of the state, we're looking for some samples for chronic wasting disease.
Is it southeast or northeast?
Well, it's these 6 units that we're looking from deer. We're trying to get about 300 samples this year, and you can go straightly to the in-person check station, or if the head and neck are still intact, you can or as one piece, not to the rest of the deer, you can take it to one of those check stations as well. It includes the Missouri, the Wahoo, the Elkhorn, Blue Northwest, Blue Southeast, and the other one.
Republican?
The other one.
No. Now you got to look
Blue
at
East?
It's
Missouri.
Missouri.
We got the whole eastern part of the state there.
There,
got it
eastern
covered.
part of the state. So,
Yep.
Looking for some samples there. So, give that some thought. Help us out. It's absolutely free. So, folks, thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you're enjoying this hunting season and all that November has to offer. Until next time, we'll see you outdoors.
Hunt Nebraska, brought to you by your Nebraska Game and Parks Commission.